Hello everyone and welcome back to Farm Simulator 22. We're on here today. We're on here the map called Middleburg. I know this is probably going to be a shock to everyone, but I decided in the Elm Creek series a little bit early just because I feel like we ran its course with the hard comedy playthrough, and while exploring for new maps, I stumbled onto this one. It's a 4X map. I cannot remember the modder's name off the top of my head, but I'm going to pull up I got the map pulled up here. And I have spent quite a few. Let me start over. I spent about an hour and a half on here getting us set up already. And actually, we're gonna hop in the truck here. This is gonna take us a little bit to get to our new farm. But I've came onto this map and spent a couple of hours messing around with it, and I still don't know all the ins and bounds of it. But I was just so excited to find this map here that I knew we had to start this new series right away. We might go back to Elm Creek. I haven't decided yet. Basically, what kind of sped up the process instead of us finish out the season is just, it seems like when I messed with that land auction mod, that it kind of messed everything up pretty good in that playthrough, unfortunately for us, which is not a big deal. I've been thinking about starting a new map and series for a while, and when I stumbled onto this map, I instantly fell in love. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a really cool map. It's called Middleburg if you want to look it up and kind of see it more into it yourself. But it's based off a place in New Jersey, if I remember correctly reading the mod. Like I said, I kind of just jumped into it right away. I didn't do a whole lot of research. It's got a lot of customization to it, like custom buildings and such like that, and it's got also customized crops. So I think this is going to be the map for us to play on for our next series. We're going to be kind of working with older equipment like I've been playing in my No Man's Land series, but we'll eventually upgrade to newer stuff eventually. Probably a little faster in here than we will in the No Man's Land series, but some of the features of this map is just like, it's got basically 5 very unique farms. We're starting with basically I would call the standard startup farm for this map, so that's where we're going to be heading. Usually in the standard startup map, if you're kind of looking at my mini map right now, we only start with field 5 and 7 and the equipment there. And you start with quite a bit of older equipment here. And as you can tell, as we're driving up this road, we're kind of way back in the boonies here. Might hear some banjos playing as we drive up here as well. So basically the way I'm kind of basing this series is we kind of inherited a farm in New Jersey. It's kind of way back in the backwoods. Nobody's really heard of it, and we're starting off with a bunch of older equipment, and we might be producing some adult beverages out back here when we get some time to, which is one of the new customized commodities is probably the best way to put it. At least that's how I'm going to say it. And this map's got a lot of character to it, and I'm just super excited about it. And like I said, they got 5 different setups for farms around here, so this is probably a very good multiplayer map to play on, especially with the variety of farms they have. But we're almost here up to the place already. I thought this was going to take a little longer for us to get to it, so give me a little more time to talk about it, but as you can see, I decided to go with a Chevy this time around. I'd like to spread my choice of vehicles out, but we only got a little 16-foot flatbed trailer to help us out here. So hopefully we got everything that we'll need for a while here. But as you can tell here, we've kind of got already nice setup to the yard. And before we get started with the day, as you can tell, we're already in the month of August. We'll actually pull up the bigger map here quick here as well. So as you can tell, we already got 2 cornfields, and I think most of the stuff is ready. We got 2 cornfields and a wheat field back here. Yes, a wheat field ready to go back here. And we got a sunflower and we got a sorghum field ready to go. And the sorghum is going to be ready, getting close to getting ready as well. So we got quite a bit of work cut out for our first month of August here. We're still playing with precision mod. I'm not gonna go as crazy as I did with my No Man's Land series into it, but since we're on the farm, let's get a quick tour here. We got our little doghouse here, which kind of has an odd sleeping point. So as you can tell, we have to go up to the doghouse to trigger our sleep trigger. So apparently we're not allowed into the main house. I'm not sure why. And I got us set up. We got ourselves, inherited ourselves some 2 hay racks here. So I'm guessing we got a small square baler on the farm here. I'll kind of go into detail what I changed about this as well. Like, I put up a few of my own buildings and such for this series, so got quite a bit of space on this farm for expansions and such. So got a little diesel barrel here. We'll have to get that filled up, and we got ourselves a straight grain truck as well. So, and this is one of the new mods I've been wanting to play around with for a while. It's about tire iron mining. It's the TR85 New Holland. So I think that's going to be the perfect fit for our little startup farm here. And I got the 8000 series by Pleasant Valley Farm here. I haven't played with it in any of my other series, so I figure I've been wanting to play with this for a while, so it's going to be probably one of our main workhorse tractors, the farm. And then we got our, like I said on Elm Creek, I kind of want to stick around no-till the best we can, but that's probably not always going to work out. But we got ourselves the John Deere drill here. And I'm not sure how much drilling we'll be doing this series. I think we'll be doing a good amount, but I'm not sure yet. And this is another mod by Pleasant Valley Farms. And it's a 3000 series Kenzie planter 8-row. And I decided to go with the option for 15-inch row beans. So, and we're going to be applying our starter to the crop as we go throughout this series. Instead of just going out there with our sensor. I'm kind of curious what our environmental score is going to be like. Like, that's kind of one of my main things, is just keep playing around with that. It's been fun so far, and I'm kind of curious if we're going to have comparable results to our No Man's Land series or not. Especially since we'll be doing a little bit of no-till here and there. Like, obviously we'll be no-tilling our corn into the bean fields, but obviously we won't be able to get away with that into corn. And then we also got ourselves a 6-row corn head here for our New Holland combine. But let's get on out of here. And this is normally the stock building. I'm trying to think. I think what they start you out with is like one of the in-game they start you with the in-game standard 55 series John Deere, along with a little like the 3-meter cultivator, and then one of the combine you actually start with the series is another one by Tire on Modding. It's the John Deere one that I used in my series as well. I think it's a 66. Can't remember if it's a 66 or 7700. But as we go around here, as you can tell, we got some customized chickens here. So eventually we'll be getting into that. I kind of started us out with $100,000 and such, and we actually, if you go way back here down this path, this is where we're going to be producing one of our new commodities. And I'm really excited, just because I've been looking for a mod to do something like this on No Man's Land, and I haven't really found one that will work the way I want it. And I think this one's going to be fun to mess around with. As you can tell, we're going to become a bunch of moonshiners out here. We're going to be able to make corn whiskey or regular whiskey out here. And I'm really curious how much money we're going to be making off this. But that won't be for quite a while here. But I'm excited for it. So the one thing I guess I should show too is, when I first started playing on this map, there's just this random line here. I thought it was just some kind of glitch or something, but unfortunately, I don't think it's functional. At least I haven't played with this map that much to know. But here's where we're getting our water for our moonshine. And just little details like this is just the best thing ever. Especially how they got rolling downhill to be gravity fed, and we got the tree here helping support the piping. So, but that's what's way back here on this farm. We'll head back up here. Kind of make sure none of our neighbors know what we're doing out here. And as you can tell, as we probably walked around it already, I put up 2 grain bins here. This is not the standard grain bins that you get on the farm. I ended up selling that. It's the ones that he had were custom. They had customized grain bin on here with, that basically you could just dump into a pit and it'd be like the normal set end game standard setup. But I decided to go with my same lovely auger bins and such. But I decided to get a vertical auger, or I think that's what they're labeled as. No, it's sorry, horizontal auger is how they have them labeled. So my thing is, I'm thinking we're gonna be investing in chickens again eventually, just to make it easier for us to feed them. I think that's how we're gonna do it. And I decided to go with a different style of auger to reach the top of the bins. I'm hoping this versatile, like, we'll be able to reach the top of the bins. I didn't try it, but I'm sure it's gonna work out in the end. And then we got our second grain bin here. And then this building's normally here as well. And we got ourselves a 20-foot John Deere cultivator. This is kind of the same one, just a different paint. And as you can tell, also manufactured by Pleasant View Farms. I do like little details like this so much. If I have not mentioned it before, it just makes me think of the dealership stickers that you usually see on tractors as well. And as you can tell, we also got ourselves a Ford chisel plow, also made by Pleasant View Farms. And we got this right here. This is the 86 series, and this is the JCL's version of it. So I'm hoping the one thing I can instantly tell you I liked about the JCL version is that we can actually put wheel hubs. The dual hubs will still be on it when you take the duals off. And I think that's a detail that is missed on a lot of American style track. Like, I shouldn't say American style, but it is an American style type setup usually. So that's going to be our main workhorse on the farm. And obviously we had to go with the chrome piping for it as well. And then over here, this is another cool detail. I haven't added any cows out here to see how it looks and such, but this is a massive pasture, as you can tell. And and I think we're gonna end up doing beef cattle on this series just because of the massive pasture and just how small the barn up here is. I'm sure we'd be fine, but with the way I want to play it, I'm just gonna go with beef cattle for now. And as you can kind of tell here, wait, I thought that was like a sorting stick. It's just a broom. But as you can tell underneath the barn, we got the robotic milkers. And this is another cool detail. I know you can't really see it till you get right up next to it, but you can kind of see the wire to close it off. And we can interact with that. Oh, maybe not on this side. I could have sworn. There it goes. I just went in the right spot. So when we open the gate, you can kind of see the wire get bundled up over here with the hooks and such. So we'll keep that closed for now. And this is the only other new building I added besides the two bins. And this is I believe this was by Alien Jim from his Mercury Farms back at 19. Just a nice little shed for us here, and I got ourselves a New Holland mower. I have not been able to find older style tedders that I like, so we're going with the Vicon tedder. And we got a Vermeer rake here. This is a modded one. And I wish I could think, I think the person who did it was Glenn006. I found it on itch.io if you're looking for it. But I have not tried it yet, so it's going to be a baptism by fire, think. And the reason I went with it is because I really enjoy these style wheel rakes. We have something similar on the farm, so that's why I'm going with that. And we got ourselves a New Holland square baler, small square baler. And this is something by JMF Farms. I think he got out of modding for a bit and came back, and I think this is going to be like the perfect fit of a loader tractor on our farm. And so we got our loader and bag handler, my favorite tool ever, because I think eventually once we get through this series, we'll start taking some trees out. And that's the only way I like to move trees, unfortunately. And I got us a rear weight, but we don't have a bucket or anything yet, and I decided I'm just going to end up, whatever else I need that I didn't prepare us for, we're just going to have to take out of our pocket for money. And as you can tell, I brought back the little John Deere sprayer, just because I haven't found an older style pull type sprayer I like yet. I know there's that Shepherd one, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit too big for our farm starting out, so we're going to stick with that. And I know, unfortunately, we'll be going to a newer style sprayer probably faster than I want to be. But like I said, I just haven't found an older style sprayer I fully enjoyed yet. And I think that's all we got for the farm review. We'll start heading out to the fields. We'll kind of take a drive out back here. I think we're going to start getting our... start with getting our wheat, barley out. Or was it wheat? I forgot already. I'm just so excited. It's hard for me to keep my mind straight right now. Looks like our wheat field. So we're going to work on getting that out today. We'll get this out of the way. And I know there's an update coming out from Tired Iron Modding at this time for the New Holland Harvester because it's having sliding issues. And I guess the other thing I forgot to mention is that I stuck with our Vicon older style lime spreader. I know there's a few bigger ones out there, but the spread width on this isn't so ridiculous that we instantly run out of lime before going across the field. And for our shop, we just got our trusty toolbox here again for a while until we'll be able to afford our nicer shop. So we're gonna get this thing fired up here. We're gonna head out here and get started on that other field first. I haven't decided if we're gonna bale the straw. I mean, we got two hay racks here, and they're the auto loading ones. So I think we're gonna probably end up doing that later on down the road, because I think we're actually in the last month to get everything harvested that's out there right now. Yeah, so we are in the last month to get everything harvested. So this is a customized geo as well, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to. But I think it's going to be better for us in the long run. It's kind of weird how early it is. I know nothing about farming in New York, so I can't really make any comments on that. But I know for where I live, it's normally all October, maybe early September if you're lucky to start harvesting corn. Not early September, very late September here. But as you can tell here, they're pretty good sized fields out here. I mean, it doesn't seem like much when you look at the map, but like I said, this is a 4X map, and this is actually going to be one of the first 4X maps I've ever actually played on to see how I like it here. But right now, as you can tell, we got sorghum over here, we got our sunflowers over here, and way out back here is where we're going to be starting our first field. I'm just really excited to try out all these different new mods and just to have a nice new series to start out with. Just want to make sure I have my straw swath on here. So what I think we'll do is we might... I'm thinking we might here. Oh, okay, there it goes. I was like, unfold. I thought it was already unfolded. So we're gonna... I think we might do 2 passes around the field here. And then maybe we'll let a helper take over. I haven't decided yet on that. And then we might try and work on... get some of the straw baled, but we'll see. And as you can kind of tell, a lot of these fields already have a bunch of weeds in them. We have no soil sampling, so I'm sure the lime, the fertilizer of these fields that we inherited are not going to be the greatest. So this is probably going to be our worst year, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to optimize it like I've been normally able to do. But right now, we're going to jump in the time lapse here. I think I've taken enough of everybody's time explaining this map. Like I said, I'm kind of sorry for not sticking to my word, but when I found this map and found all the customized crops and such, I was just too excited. So we'll jump into the time lapse here finally. I think this first month will be a 2-part episode just because we have so much to do and so little time. So we'll see you guys in a bit.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves in this filling in. I wanna dry up, but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. All my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we don't have, all the way back home. Chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we don't have. Yesterday we could be ourselves, didn't have much but nevertheless we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we don't have, all the way back home. Chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we don't have, chasing all that we don't have. I always knew we could do so many great things, so believe in me, I believe in you, and I just feel that this will be an upswing, so hear me out. I know we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing
Alright, everyone. This is where we're going to start wrapping up today's episode. Kind of a longer one just because we had a lot to go through with this new series. Okay, it is working like it should. Okay, good. But we had a lot to go through. Wait. There it goes. Okay. Just got a little bit out of line there. Okay. That. Nope, it's not empty yet. Okay. I was gonna say, probably because it got a little bit out of line. There we go. New auger to mess with, and I haven't really tested it out too much, but I figure it'd work out fine. But we got all our wheat harvested. I think we're gonna work on baling the straw over the next few days, just because I don't plan on us replanting anything there. The first few episodes of the first year might be a little bit longer because we got so much going on and we have so little time to prepare. And actually, now I'm thinking about it, we're just gonna go ahead. I was gonna wait till after harvest, but we're just gonna go ahead, get all these fields soil sampled, because it's not gonna hurt us in any way. We were planning to get them soil sampled anyways. So we got probably $24,000 worth of sampling. 6 there, 4, and yeah, another 442. So 82, 1240. So just a little under 20 grand of soil sampling done, and we have quite a bit of. Oh, let's see. Soil typings are coming up. I know they said this map was ready for it. At least that's what it said on their thing. But we got all the nitrogen and stuff we need. And for the most part, I think most of this ground is... Yeah, almost all this ground is high yielding ground for us. So that's one benefit for us living up here in the boonies. I'm going to shut this off here. But I also slowed the time down so we have time to get both the cornfields harvested. It's gonna take us a little bit with this smaller header, especially with what size the fields are. I think that wheat field is probably our biggest. Looks like it. 2.2. Okay. So yeah, it looks like those 3 fields across our dirt road, our laneway, are going to be the biggest fields we have to harvest. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. I think with the tour of the farm and such, we might be able to start harvesting a little bit sooner here. I think I got this gate open from messing around earlier. Yep, I got it open, so we should be good here. But let's cut into this and see what it's looking like for yield. Not any better. Like I said, our first harvest is going to be quite, lackluster, just because I wonder actually. Yeah, everything's just extremely poor here, so I think the only reason we're getting any decent yield out of this field is just because of the soil typing as well. I think that's legit the only reason we're getting anything. But I think we're going to try and still plug away at getting all that straw baled. I think that little bit of money we'll make off it will be worth it in the long run. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to haul the toolbox out there and just adjust the working speed a little bit on that, just so we can pick up the pace a little bit. And I might see I might change the one option on the small square baler. It has like that quick hitch on it. I think if we get rid of that, because the one thing that's bugging me is most of the bales are hitting the ground, which is probably still going to happen. But I think if we take that quick attach hitch style off the baler, it'll get the wagon a lot closer to the point where it'll actually be hitting the wagon more than anything else than the ground. Kind of wonder if we're going to be able to make 2 full rounds of this field without having to stop to dump. But I know one thing for sure is that I think we're going to go heavy on barley. And I don't know if we'll plan on, baling all the straw. Not barley. Yeah, it's barley for our... Jeez, I'm going to have to go check here. A second, don't really have a straight roll here where I can check that stuff on the go like I did in my other series. Just because these fields are kind of a little bit oddly shaped, but it'll be a nice change for us. I think with this series going on, it might actually start getting me to the point of thinking about investing into course play. think it's about time I start messing with that stuff again and get things set up. Especially with how this is a 4X map and how big some of these fields are. Because I kind of would like to start setting up the whole grain buggy, the grain cart system, and then I wouldn't have to worry about coming back and babysitting the combine so much. But I think we're going to be about wrapping up this episode today. When we come back, we'll still be working on trying to get all the corn harvested, getting all the straw baled. I think we might, if we have to, we can leave the straw for a month or two because it's not like we're going to be really out anything for it, just laying out in the field. But if you guys enjoyed today's episode, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe so you can stay up to date to the latest series. Above all else, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And most of all, thanks for watching.